Welcome back. So let's say that I now wanted to actually also be able to delete my persons here. So what I want to do is I'm going to select the delete button now. Now I could double click the button like we did before, but you can also double click here in the click event or any event you want to actually add to your system. So I'll double click here and now it creates this button delete person automatically for me. Again, same syntax. We have the sender and we have some kind of event set that we can use for more complex stuff if you want to do that later. So how do we delete? Exactly the same way. First we have to pull out the person that's actually we want to delete, like this. So we'll just copy all of this, and now I can see that maybe this should be pulled into a method later. Maybe we should do some refactoring because this starts being the same code again and again and again, and we can make that prettier. We'll do that later. So what I want to do is I'm just going to let the person manager delete the person that it found. Dot delete, there we go, and then I'll add the person. Now I think we got it ourselves, so I'm not even concerned if this is null, because I couldn't delete a guy if he's not there, because I got it myself to make sure it can't be null. Or did we? Let's figure it out. I'm going into the function by pressing F12. Then I'm going to the actual, not the implementation, but the interface. But I do know in my case that I have the fake database right here, so let's go in there and let's see what the delete actually does. Let's go down to the delete. It removes everybody where the person is actually p.id. Oh my god, there's a null pointer here, right? This is not good. So actually, instead of doing this and failing, I'm going to add an exception here. So I'm going to say if p is actually null, then throw an exception. Let the user know that person has to be something. So I'll say throw new. This is just a way to do exceptions, just to show you. Throw new invalid data exception. It's up to you what exception you want to use. I just decided to use this one. Person has to be, cannot be null. Person cannot be null. There we go. So now it'll at least throw an exception. But what does this mean? It means that I need to guard myself from the outside. So let's go back to my code inside the CS file, and let's actually change that now. So let's say, like we did before, I'll only do the delete if the person is actually not null. Really doing this well right now. Not equal null. I'll do the curly brackets, and here I'll send in my code. If the person's not null, then I'll delete him. That's all I'm doing. And actually, let me show you something. Because I resharp, a lambda says, we could turn this around for you if you want to. So if you find a person that's null, then just return. And if not, then continue executing the code. That makes sense. So that's just another way to write exactly the same code. Up to you what you want to use. I'm going to stay with this one because I really like it. Let's see if the delete function works now. And let's shut this down if that's the case. So I'm running my code. If you find bugs here, if something is not running, I encourage you to use the breakpoints. Add a breakpoint, try to go step by step what's actually going on. Let me try and do this right here. I'll add the breakpoint. So the program is going to start in a second. There we are. Let's just press the delete button right away. Oh, the event is triggered, but it didn't find a person. Now here's the power of it. Now I can see the person is null. Why? I expected it to be something. No, of course not, because you haven't selected anything yet. And then we can start discussing if that is bad design from our case. Let me just run it, continue here, because we haven't selected anything, but we can still press the delete button. You should make a check there. You should say the delete button should only be enabled if you actually select something. Or you should say, I always have something selected. I'll never allow nothing selected. But let's select Ole here again, and let's say, bye-bye Ole, you're deleted. Now if I go in here, it's actually selected Ole as the person, and it says, if Ole is null, he's not null, so it won't return. So we'll step over, and now we delete the person, step over, we update the item source, and let's just continue. Hopefully, Ole is gone. Let's clear this field as the last thing, and then we'll end the video. So what will we do? Well, we'll say, in case that Ole is actually selected and he will be deleted, then right after we'll just set both of these guys to nothing. And there we go. We're done. There are other ways to do this. I know, don't flame me in the comments. We can do that in a lot of different ways. We should probably consider actually selecting a new guy when Ole is deleted. There's a billion ways we could do this. This is just my choice right now because I want to move forward to the actual course. This is just a crash course. So see you in the next lesson where we will wrap this course up.